Hello, hi, and good morning. I'm back with you again. So, today let's talk about certain choices, certain expressions about choices. Now, let's philosophize this idea of choices to a certain extent. Philosophizing always brings equanimity to the mind, which is also a big need of the hour. So, first is the Hobson's choice. All of you must be familiar with it. Hobson's choice, in other words, is no choice at all. So, the story is there was a person by name Thomas Hobson who was a 16th century Cambridge carrier who hired out horses, giving the customer the choice of the one nearest the door or none at all. So take that one or none. So that is equal to no choice at all. Okay, let's go to the second choice. It's very familiar and very commonly used expression, that is dilemma. Now, dilemma previously used to be known as between the horns of dilemma. Now it has been dropped out. It's just dilemma. Dilemma is a very difficult situation wherein you have two difficult choices which are equally undesirable and bad. So if you get caught in a dilemma, it is like getting caught between the devil and the deep blue sea. Okay, that's also not good at all. So let's go to the third choice. It's about the Buridan's donkey or Buridan's ass. Now, Jean Buridan was a 14th century Parisian philosopher. So, while explaining the concept or the conception of free will in philosophy, he draws an example of a donkey. A donkey is very starved, very hungry, and is positioned equidistant between two fat and delicious stacks of hay. Okay. Now the donkey is positioned exactly in the middle, equidistant from the two fat, delicious hacks of steak. Donkey is very hungry. On his left there is a stack, on his right there is a stack. Now the donkey is not able to make a decision because this is a paradoxical situation of the free will. Now the donkey is a rational donkey. He must make a reasonable decision or a rational decision. So, if he opts to start from the haystack on his left, the question comes up in the mind, why wouldn't he start from the right? So, finally, the donkey, unable to make a decision, starves to death. So, that is also no choice at all. So, presently, we live in a world called VUCA. What is VUCA? VUCA. VUCA is volatility, uncertainty, complexity, and ambiguity. And this is a world of bewilderment. So it's difficult to make choices, and you can't dilly dally. And then you cannot have the cake and eat it too. So, what do? You jump into the fray. You jump into the fray. Make the first available right decision. Okay. And there is a well known saying by Goethe. The spelling is Goethe, the famous German philosopher and statesman. His name is pronounced Goethe. So he says, whatever you can do or dream you can do, begin it, begin it. And he goes on to say, boldness has genius, power, and magic in it. So let's prove it. Let's jump into the fray and do something instead of dilly-dallying. To watch for this, I'll just humbly quote two personal examples from my life. After retirement and after attaining the age of 60 or 62, I wanted to study French. Everybody discouraged me. They said, "What is wrong with you? Are you mad? French is difficult. French grammar is very difficult." I didn't pay attention to any of these discouraging statements. I just went and landed up in Alliance Francaise at Kochi and then completed my level 1 A1 French with high marks, 80% marks, in which the viva voce was conducted by French nationals themselves. So, second example, of course, these are moderate achievements, but when you say something, when you communicate something, it should have the test of, experiencing it yourself. So, second example is I used to always shy away from making YouTube videos, and here I am making YouTube videos. So, let's go ahead and jump into the fray. As Goethe says, there is power in boldness. So, with that note, see you next week. Kindly support me with your subscription and motivation and encouragement. Thank you so much.